Hello guys. One window, back to normal, apart from there's a few smears and a few things over the side. I'm hoping I'm on my right page today. I had a feeling I was on the wrong page at camp yesterday, but obviously I'm still, oh, I've dropped my thing. I'm still smearing up and getting all the paint off the window, right? And it starts to build a bit of a smear, doesn't it? Starts to paint a slightly different picture than what was on here, right? So imagine a social worker or let's bring this back to multi-agency framework. Just 2 seconds. I've had the mail through today. Let's see what's coming my way today. So anyway, I posted out on FBA that I was going to London. I also said that things might start coming my way. I came home yesterday to my gas turned off and it's fucking freezing in my house. And they entered my property with an apparent warrant. Now, Dean has said, let's ring the police and let's ask the police to show us an actual warrant, a legal warrant. So let's show you what this... Where is my warrant? Their warrant. Right, so let's show you what their warrant looks like. So this is called an access notice. It's a right to entry. So this is what happens to... Basically, they need to put every single person onto actual proper units at the moment, and I've been standing my ground that they can't put one in here, and the reason being that if it's the winter, if it's really cold and I've got young children and I have the condition that I have, I don't want to be going out and using one of them clickety click click things and having to go and pay for my electric, my gas, my utilities basically, right? And the reason being is the first time I ever entered into this world was after I'd left Graham and I was staying with a student, and he got aggressive with me over the fact that he got done for cannabis plants because of my ex-husband. And I went to the council for help and actually went to an interim property. And funny enough, it's the same flats that they put me in Edgbaston House, not Edgbaston House, in East Street in Leyland, when I finally fell out of the private rental altogether. And I didn't fall out of private rental because of me. I fell out of private rental because of my Equifax and my Experian, where I had my childminder take me for a whole weekend. Now, I bet I paid for my children, Aaron and Faith, to be with the child carer for a whole weekend to attend what I told you about, where I wrote the thing for my book and all of that sort of stuff. And then her child was sick and I wasn't able to carry on, but she was still charging me the retainer fee, even though her son was sick, and she couldn't have my children there, but I was having to pay a retainer. I was out and off while all this court case was going on against me. Didn't know nothing about it all that time. And as well as that, Stephen had closed my bank account and withdrew all my money, with his sister claiming to be me. And I'd had my credit score messed up by Stephen, who, while we had been together, wasn't paying the bills. Now, I actually live very independent. I have an actual strategy for paying my bills. I don't like to live monthly like everybody else does. I like to live seasonally. Now, in the UK, most things are done from the 31st of March to the 31st of March. It's a yearly financial system, but some of them are quarterly bills. Now, the thing is, the moment you are issued a bill, you're issued into debt. So once you've got a mortgage, rent is slightly different because you live in month to month and you're not actually committed to buy yourself out other than give them month's notice. But when you're in your own mortgage, the moment you take on that mortgage, you are in debt. People don't realise that you can buy your own homes outright. In fact, you can buy a house for £1. There is lots of different things that go on, particularly auctions, different ways of doing things, and people don't get this. So basically, I was away yesterday, as you know, I was in London. On the way back from London, I got a very, very hostile, horrible phone call from my housing officer ranting at me actually, going, have you been doing a car boot? Have you been doing a thingamajig outside? I've got photographs, don't lie to me. And he was a right cunt, right? So don't forget, I've been taking 3 days from government saying, Kelly, forced adoption exposed does not represent these particular years. My argument has been forced adoption was coined by Ian Joseph, and it is myself and many others that have taken that campaign out, that have coined the word forced adoption, and we represent every whole person, not just in the UK but around the world, that have been affected by forced adoption. That doesn't matter whether it was pre-war, post-war, 1996, 1997, 1998, 1999, it doesn't matter. Even 2022, forced adoption exposed represents all of that, right? Now, let's go back to why people are going through what they're going through now. They're going through it now because of two laws that were created post-war to be able to position children into other people's home, and it was so they were able to adopt them. So there was the Children's Act of, I think it was 1940 something that came in, and then later on another one. It is because of these very acts and statutes that exist that the government that we have here is able to remove children and place them for adoption. By these two laws being questioned, it creates a route. Now, as you know, when I first got here, I was being hammered by social, but I wasn't on sick. Now, when I was first put on sick, I was given back pay. But do you think, just as I was back paid, that social back edit their paperwork, pushing through from that time? Now, the difference is all of us get coerced by paperwork because we don't understand it. Access not a warrant. This is not a warrant. There is no court stamp on this. This is for my current property, but I've done this on purpose. This is not a warrant, okay? Now, when we went away, I deliberately locked the first unit and kept my gas box open and my electric box to see what they would do while I was out. This was done deliberate, okay? Now, I actually want these units in the house because it's going to make my life easier when we get into the RV or whatever it is that we get and we go off and about, because it then just means that we can come back, put the electric, gas or whatever it is and use it as we go, rather than me being tied to the financial year. And it is this that makes it very difficult when you are on universal credits, income support, if that's what you were before. But don't forget, you're going to get crunched and moved over this year. So all of those benefits, so everything from job seekers to income support, DLA even for children, all these things. I can't think what all the other titles are at the moment. Housing benefit, blah, 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 blah. All that will be gone. It will cease. They said this 11 years ago, which is what started me in the first place, because they were only paying for 2 children per family. I had 4 children at the time and wanted to know how this was going to affect me currently. If somebody said to me, Kelly, it's not going to affect you until Aaron and Faith are 13 and 14, so don't worry about it. We support the right that you want to work. We love Step Up Britain, Challenge Britain, keep going, blah, 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 blah. But that isn't what happened. As you know, people are out there going, oh, there's a conspiracy that VIPs of the world are all doing this. Yes, they are doing it. They're trying to make the world a better place, darling. Just as Bob Proctor, who, okay, it's new agey. Bob Proctor team basically said to me, Kelly, you're not going to be able to do this the way that you think by leaving the breadcrumbs for other people. You're going to have to go make your own loaf and then either dish that leaf out or teach people the ingredients for making it. That's not what he said. That's my interpretation. Basically, what he said was you got to get rich first, then you help. I said, well, that's going to take a long time because that longevity for sustaining a business that keeps in some form of money. So I've been interrupted now by the council. So the council, Ola, basically said to me, I can take your garage off you, I can, and I will. So I've basically turned around and gone, right, you've all trigger traumatized me. Dean's done it to me because when we got back, Dean's basically said, Kelly, we need to move, mate. And did you want to practice Spanish today? Hi, I missed you. I've just had a thing come up going, hi, I missed you. Do you want to practice Spanish today? That's just an app on my phone for me to do what I do. So anyway, I'm meant to be practicing Spanish right now. But anyway, So that's not an order. So Dean said to me yesterday, he said, Kelly, you know, I'm going to start getting really aggy about this now. He said, I know I'm here and I'm in the background and I'm watching things and seeing what's going on and la. He said, but he said, you see what's coming to you now, can't you? He said, you can't see what's going on around you again. He said, just like you couldn't see what was going around on you in 2013, 14, amen to that, 15, and then Dean pulled me out, and then obviously couldn't see what was going on around me when I've had the snakes in the grass with the website and the people causing the problems and blah, 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 blah. And I think Ola was so pissed off because it's like a bit of a father figure. He's my landlord, even though he's not my landlord. He's the housing officer. And even though we're not on child protection or children in need, the fact that I have a housing officer keeps me within the system. Even though the Department of Work and Pensions never sits into a... and this is where it massively fails within the fragmented system that we have of what's called the multi-agency framework. Now, for people who are listening to the website going, oh, if you've got social sending you a letter or all of this, go and get a solicitor, there is no legal aid unless you're in court. That's why they take you to court. They take you to court or go to legal planning. So please don't panic. The reason that they go to legal planning is a new thing. It's only existed since 2016, I think. So legal planning is a preparation stage prior to going to court. It's where everybody comes together and goes, look, there's this problem. So take them, housing officer or whatever, walking out to this, seeing this. Obviously it got left while we're away. Bump, 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 bump. Now let's use this as an analogy, right? So whenever you're an individual person, other than your birth certificate, your medical number, so your national insurance, not your national insurance number, your medical number. Yeah, I think it comes as your NA number. No, that's your... So you've got your national insurance number and you've got a medical number, but there's another name for it and I can't remember. So there's no paperwork on you. And then all of a sudden we've got this criminal facility that exists, which is the police, probation, prisons before probation, anything like that. Doesn't matter whether you're on bail and you deal with probation or whatever. Anything that causes for an arrest or a warrant or an issue of you within the lands of the courts here. Now, people go on about common law all the time. Maritime is for the seas. It's a thing, blah, 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 blah. We have to use their laws here in statute law, even common law, because it's a common court. But these are fake courts. However, walking around London yesterday, seeing a couple of police cars positioned, even the fact that when I was outside Portcullis House, me and Dean were laughing because we were stood on the other side of the bridge and we'd done a bit of a scout before heading down, and automatically we saw the police car turn up. I said that I would be around NHS number it is. Okay, so that's it. So NHS number and national insurance number. So your NHS number and your national insurance number is two different things, but they apply to the same thing. And this is where an indicative budget comes in. So for any person who's got any form of diagnosis, medical, or for me at the moment, I'm on a breathing space, hence why it's illegal what they've done anyway yesterday, because I actually have a reference for a breathing space number and I am in the process of going... relax. But how can somebody like me relax? Can I go and put my feet up at the beach and just switch off and let everything go? I can't, no, because I've got this to clear up, I've got stuff to do. And as I've told Ola, I have every legal right to sell my car on Marketplace. I have every legal right to clear my house out, which I'm doing at the moment. This little middle room, I think me and Dean are going to stick together. I think it's wedding on. I think it's moving forward to having to commit to each other slightly as each other. I think we had quite an in-depth talk. It's the first time we got away with each other with the boys yesterday since Elijah's birthday, which went horrendously wrong, as you know. Right, so Sharon's just reminded me, back to a personal budget. Why do you have a personal budget? Every single one of us has a legal trust fund, right? This is how they go to other countries and they barter things, because the moment we get issued with our birth certificate, so this brings you back to maritime law. It is a receipt. Now, there's two dynamics, and I don't want to get into it. There was the Catholic Church that first ever created the birth certificate. And then there was also the fact that when pirates were coming in with their slaves, they got a ticket for each individual human being, a soul, a spirit, that was brought with probably a chain around their neck, chains around their ankles, chains around their arms, and they scattered like this, and they got on the boat, and they went, and row, and row, and row, before we had electric boats. Now, at the end, best people are actually coming out to see if I'm dead. Do you know, it's so sad. I said I would be here 10 o'clock tomorrow outside. I have had 5 people all walk around and have a nosy to see if I'm out and about. So I'm going to open my door. It's all set up in there because I knew this would come. But Ola, don't ever speak to me like that again. Oh, no worries. Do you want the light on as well?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It confuses me when I have the lights on up in my bedroom when it's night, when it's 12 o'clock at night.
What are you doing up at 12 o'clock at night?
No. When my lights are off, at night I just get a little scared.
Oh, okay. So you like the night. So if you get up at night and you want to go to the toilet, you like your light on.
That's why run to you, tell me something, run back in my bed, get all scared.
Okay.
Because these parents don't know I'm scared.
Okay. So what are you scared of?
Dark. I'm a soldier.
The dark.
Yeah, dark soldiers.
Dark soldiers.
And did you know the black soldiers?
I don't know about the black soldiers. What are the black soldiers?
Soldiers are.
No, I don't. What are they?
I don't know, but you don't know and I don't know.
So I don't know and you don't know. So we've got a thing called Google. So when I get off my
I
live,
know their name.
all right, well, we'll have a look into it, shall we? We'll do a bit of research.
We got the black soldiers with us too.
All right, well, I'll tell you,
We're meeting up with the black soldiers a little bit.
we're meeting up with the black soldiers, are
They're
we?
my best fans in the world. There's Frank.
He's got names.
Guess what my favourite is? Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, he's the boss of all of them.
Jack's the boss of all of the black soldiers. Oh, I know who he's talking. Elijah! Elijah! Shush! I know who he's talking about. Sorry, I've just realised he's talking about Black Block. The boys in their bedroom have got a world globe, by the way. So when they're in their bedroom at night time, because I am aware of my son's thing with the dark, which is why I like taking him out and stuff, they've got one of these. So just for anybody that wants to know, I am here in the United Kingdom, right down here, and this is the rest. Oh, here's China. China wants you all to have yen. Yen wants to be world currency. So China here want yen to be all the way around the world, but they just want yen to be recognized. Mongolia, and then obviously this here is Russia, and then you're talking here about Ukraine, Poland is here, Romania, Germany, and then obviously then you're going Finland, Turkey. So Finland and Turkey. So this is basically Russia who's making a stand to say no to NATO. And he's told Finland and Swindon that they're safe as long as they stay out of NATO. If they step into NATO, he will take Finland and Sweden out. Poland, obviously, is the recovery space for Ukraine, and Germany, Romania, and then over here. But obviously, they are meant to be getting everybody across here and over here to the UK. Why are they bringing them to the UK? To do the jobs that you British won't do! Like, row, row, row. Oh, I've got a headache now. So anyway, I've got a massive, big fucking headache. My head is killing me. I just want to use this as a quick analogy. So basically, this is not a warrant, right? So this is my black canvas. This is Kelly. This is who I am. This is everything. If I was going to do a mind map and I'd put in the word Kelly, I might even just put the word in female because my name means warrior maiden, but it was spelt Y when I was first born. My mum changed it when I was 13 to a lie, I-E. So anyway, when you're building up your character, it's about kindness. It's about whether you're self-serving, whether you're altruistic. It's all these things that people don't look at when they're building up a case on you. You're meant to build up the case against them. But if someone's not paid to do it, and get someone to come and clean all this up for me, because I need it cleaned up. And Shiloh's thrown the water with the paints down there, and I need that clean. So I could literally get on the phone, ring a jet sprayer, say how much would it be, probably quote me about 100 quid, 50 quid. I could probably get a Romanian or a Polish to probably do it for me for 15. Now, at the end of the day, it's very difficult to get a smear campaign or a slash on you. So people are basically spraying shit at you. So this is straight away Ola on the phone and went, don't lie to me. Well, don't ever call me or quote me into being a liar, because one thing that I keep is my integrity intact, that I speak the truth. So that's one shit at me. Yeah, just like social, EDS is the easiest condition to claim to have. That makes mum completely fucking deranged. Just like all these people on the website that want to throw their fucking shit and cause a smear campaign. Yeah, but how do you get rid of this smear campaign and all of these fucking slashes and get your life back to a clean slate? You got to do the hard work yourself, and you got to clear it up yourself. So again, it comes back to the eraser, and it kills my fucking shoulder. And having to do it all yourself and giving it a fucking good rub. But the thing is, sometimes things like this don't want to go away. Yeah? And sometimes it takes a specialist item or a specialist wipe. So I find these glass wipes are really good at getting rid of the smear campaign, because they're designed particularly. Baby wipes, wiping your own ass, don't quite work. But when you get one of these more specialised ones, which is actually a glass wipe, you'll find that it clears the smear campaign much easier, much quicker. But the thing is, this thing, which is slightly specialised, doesn't quite work as well on here. But actually, when you wipe your own ass, sometimes it's a little bit fucking easier. But during the time that you do it, it can distort things. It can make things a little bit more thing. This is really hurting my arm. But if you put your fucking neat arm into it, and you put your fucking thing into it, and you go through the fucking pain anyway, and you push through, only thing is I've got to get up there and do that, and you just got this to deal with. But with some time, with a little bit of due diligence, and maybe having to... My neck is really fucking killing me right now. My neck is going... But with... And the thing is, though, is sometimes it becomes a little bit tarnished. And that's called our reputation. And our reputation is what succeeds us even in the days that we die. How people think about us when we stand. Ow, hang on. How. Let me just stay that way for a sec. When you die and everybody stands there and goes, like Sid, I also told that while I was heading to the train station, I got a phone call from Daniela to say that Sid has died. So for those that don't know, Sid Higgerty is the one that took over from me when I was facing my committal to prison and agreed to walk for Justice. And I spent a lot of time with Sid, so I'd like to know when his funeral is. Keep me informed, get the posts out on Sid, give a lot of attention to Sid. And I think Sid's funeral is a way for us all to come together again. And I think we owe it to Sid to give him a good send-off. So that was hard-hitting. That hit me hard yesterday. But with Sid, like I said, Sid's story was he had to clean the land where Allswish was, where all the shoes of the children were. So, anyway, lots to come. Need some shoes at Portcullis House for the next meeting of all the children of each year and everything like that. My jaw's really hurting me. I've got to still try and move forward, because now they've blocked my way of making sure that everything's okay for moving forward and making sure everything's straight for the first. So luckily, I don't know what I've got left in terms of cash, but luckily I had that extra 75 to just make sure that, okay, we had some burgers and chips in one of the things. We could see the little eye. We didn't go right up on the front, but it would have been bloody cheaper in the end. you know, but that's the sort of stuff that I just can't pay for from a universal credit income. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a spray just to help me take some of this off. So what was I going to say? So anyway, I'm expecting more fucking shit coming my way. I'm holding my ground on the fact that I'm going to put a letter together on why forced adoption exposed needs to go. And it needs to go in a way that it is bringing this to an end now. So I'm hoping everybody's going to get their own campaign kit. Yes, I'm not going to be profiting off any of this sort of stuff, but I am going to be moving the money to make sure that you've got the banners behind you, things like that. We've got to build up to doing it all. It's not very nice, but just think of it as her performance, I suppose. We've got to. There has to be something that shines a light so people know that this is even going on. We need to give a lot of support to the people from this year because this is going back to the war, and we need to focus on the restoration of families. But the devil don't like it. Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. He wants to come and destroy your fun. He don't like families living together. He wants you all separate in heaven. So anyway, we need to restore our families, and to do that is going to take a lot of working on smear between a lot of things and starting with a fresh, clean slate. But remembering who was it that threw, like they say, don't throw stones at glass houses, yeah? So who was it that created the smear campaign in the first place? Or was it down to a breakdown of communication? Or is it just that the system doesn't like community spirit? Because when you step up, they want you to step down. So anyway, we've got an ambulance coming to pick somebody up, and this is the system stuff that we do need, because there's people in here that can't walk, there's people in here that are blind, there's people that hear that the vagus nerve has been causing so much problems that we live in a world that doesn't even know what health truly is. So anyway, nobody's going to ask if my arm is okay. Nobody's going to ask if I want to get this all cleaned up. I've got to do it myself or pay somebody. And that's the way of the world. But community is what makes the world go round. And it really is. So they don't seem to like it. They like you all fucking divided, mate, so you can't fucking talk to each other. So anyway, Twitter will not be censoring people this year. And Coca-Cola, I think people are going to start knowing what Coca-Cola really is. So it's not woke. We do need to clean some shit up. Dean was laughing last night while listening to some rap music, and I'm saying, yes, but this is the sexualisation and stuff that's going on. He's like, oh, it's a bit of fun. I said, now look at it from the other side. This is the sexualisation that is causing it in the first place. Yeah, the music industry. So anyway, I'm getting a fucking injunction. So, before I go, if anybody wants to write something up, I'm going to struggle to print it, even post it to me, I don't mind. I know there's a formality that you can put on your door that basically tells anybody that if they enter your property, go to your property or whatever, that thing. But anyway, let me just say, what's pissing me off is I left Eleanor yesterday, and now I don't know whether my dog was anxious, stressed out, whether she was barking, or whether she just ignored it and thought we were outside. So that's annoyed me, and that's what's pissed me off more than anything. And I even said it to Dean yesterday. I said, do you know what? I said, I've had Dean tell me that if this carries on, you know what's coming, Kelly? They'll end up coming for your dog. You're going to end up having it over us again. You're going to end up having social on you again. Potentially even the kids are gone. And I was like, once he'd repeated that, it was somebody else had mentioned my dog, which was the housing, not my dog, but my garage. So that's someone telling me they're going to take my garage. They could potentially take my home because it's council, so you've got to obey. You can't get involved in things that you're asked not to get involved in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not paid to not get involved, and I'm not paid to get involved, but it's the Lord's work, and it's personal to me, and it's something that I'm here to do until my dying day. I'm not going to stop. Dean supported me yesterday, so I think he would support me for all of that sort of stuff until eventually I can actually get on the train and go and come back and leave my kids, whether it's with Dean. But like I said, if that had been school, I would have still had to have paid someone to have dropped the kids off at school and pick them up after school. And even if we had left at the time that we did, we still didn't get back until 7:30 last night. So it's like, and that's just one meeting in Parliament. So the best thing that we think we can do is move to the centre of London. So if anybody knows, I want to be in the South Bank area. I don't want to be rooting around and getting on trains. I just want to be in the South Bank area. It means I can go straight to Parliament. It means I can go straight to Thing. It means I've got the skate park. We've got the Graph area. It's fucking expensive, but that's where I want to go. So if anyone knows of any council estates that are directly in that area that are willing to do a swap with me here in Portsmouth, then I'm ready to go. But that is where I want to be right now. That's where I want to be today. I want to be in the middle of South Bank now, getting ready for summer. So, if not, people are already getting out of the country unvaccinated, untested. So people are getting in and out. So even if it's getting out, but I'm not getting out of this country, mate, until I've set a new fucking standard here for the people, because I don't like seeing it like this. I don't like seeing the country that I lived in being the way that it is. But a lot of it is really beautiful, but we're so divided by laws. Like, take that leak place where I was yesterday. Portsmouth would arrest everybody that tried to do that now. It's no different than skaters that are now being recognised in the Olympics, but skateboarders have had to go through hell to get to that stage. Do you know how many skateboarders have been put in prison? Anyway, my arm's killing. So I'm now waiting for the paperwork. So if anybody wants to help FEA for a bit, if you watch what goes on over the EDS UK, and I hope in Amber that gets it now, and you'll see that there's coordinators for each area. They're all volunteers, and that's the way it is. But what will happen is, I think I'll keep Hyde Park as the meeting place, and I'm going to try and get a coordinator for FEA, and it will come under Family Matters Legal Services. So I'll have a coordinator for every single area. So we've got someone, and I'll try and move around as I can, but I'll do a lot of it on Zoom, a lot of it on Thing. And if you follow the steps of EDS on how they're going to be emailing the Parliament, how they're going to be doing that, then I need the same for FEA. So we've got to do this. And like I said, it's the year. So you've got to put up it's all about the year. What year you were taken in, or what year your child was taken in. And we've got to see where where it is, and present everybody year by year by year. So that's how their brain is. That's where their head is. My neck has just gone into complete shock and dropped down into another dump. And, nobody's going to be going, hey, Kelly, you got a scan tomorrow, without me doing the fucking work into it. So this all comes into it. It's all the same. It's all the same shit. Anyway, I don't mind the council, because I put my back out and I had to leave it there for a day or two that I wasn't meant to, and I didn't do the car boot. But I'm not having them stop me. I'm not having them stop me this Sunday, because I need the cash. Simple as that. Money, money, money. If people want to help us out in any way, I take Bitcoin, I take currency, I take NFTs, I take cash, I take gold, silver, whatever. Even if you want to help out the cause with all your fucking jewellery that you're sitting in the thing, that you have got odd earrings, we're going to be taking it. It's as simple as that. And I don't give a shit if people want to troll me for fundraising, campaigning, and etc. Because train tickets cost money, lunches out cost money, having to be on the road costs money, and I love doing it and I love making money, but I want to be focusing on getting work done, because I got a job to do and I can't be just over fucking broke all the time. But the Lord blesses us in the ways that he does. But even this meter thing, I don't even know the money that they've just hit me with. They've just hit me with the costs of doing it. It just hit me with the cost of actually doing it, even though I spoke to him on the phone the other day about breathing space. And they're not even part of the breathing space, because they're all ones that are paid up. So this is a bill that hasn't even come into fruition, because it's not next year. It's not in 3 months' time. So, they hit you a bill for 3 months. I still live here. I haven't moved out. So, go on, fuck's sake, Amber. If Amber right, I get really ratty with Amber, because Amber just comes up with things that I just can't commit to. And I still can't commit to things at the moment, because I planned to do my sale at 10 o'clock, but I can't commit to it now because I've had the council come at me and basically say they can take my garage off me. Look, they're even pointing at my garage. See, people do. But like Dean said, mate, you know, oh, hang on, that's obviously someone coming round. That's council checking to see what's going on. Yeah, that was security council. So, you know, I don't want to live in a fucking goldfish bowl. I'm quite happy now to have my own fucking gate, my own security cameras and live like that. I'm sick and tired of living in a fucking goldfish bowl. And the surveillance and security in the UK is going to get worse. And we can turn around and go, oh, yeah, that's fine, that's great. As long as you're not a criminal, it's good, it's not a problem. But it's not. It's like even yesterday, I'm very funny when I'm live to not try to catch people. Sometimes I do, and if I catch anybody, I apologise. I desperately try not to do it. But even when we were down at the doodah, Dean said, don't take photographs of everybody down here because they really don't like it. He said, if you really love a piece that someone's doing, just ask them. And you know what? They said no. They said, actually, I don't like people taking photographs of me doing my work. And it's like, hey, respect to you. And Dean's the same. Dean don't like it. He does not like people taking... And he even said to me, he said, Kelly, he said, before we go into the lake, he said, be careful. He said, because you do know straight away there's going to be a few people that you're with me and they want to take photographs and they want to know who you are, blah, 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 blah. I said, the kids are getting caps. The kids are getting caps, no photography. And I did. It was like, no, I want to be down here with him and blah, 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 blah. And, I'm not going to say what pieces he does. That's his business. So, but... you know, I want to be able to spend that time. And even on my photographs, I've got a couple of photographs yesterday of Dean, but he doesn't want them. But that stops people moving forward. So let's just say with my website, I haven't got the videos and stuff, and you have to be able to do that. So in order to produce a website, you have to have photographers. I'm no fucking model, but, you know, I'm going to have to do those shots. I'm going to have to do that. And people go, oh, yeah, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's no different than somebody working in an office. It's no different than somebody doing that. I just do things a bit different. So do a lot of people. Some people clean up your dead bodies. So anyway, I've had enough of this shit. But what I'm glad is I've got Dean, and Dean seems to be pulling through. He got that house really quickly. He only put up 150 deposit for it. All right, he's let it go. But like he said yesterday, he said he wished he hadn't, because he wished he'd encouraged us to just go and move up there. But is it worth holding on to all of this at the moment while you're all about to flood into what you're doing? And I'm trying to show you, and I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to show you where the food banks are that can help you. I'm trying to show you these things. I'm trying to show you there's a different way. Start making things, creating things, selling your own things. Use Bitcoin, use cryptocurrency. But the universal credit system that is coming towards us is all about the yen. So we are, whether you like it or not, in a World War fucking 3. It's going on around us. But here in the UK, it's different. But there's a lot of real good coming out of this. And people go, oh, there's a big conspiracy about all these rich people. Yeah, they're trying to make things better. They're trying to clean it up. And I hope to God that Elon Musk does buy Coca-Cola and changes the whole why we have a red Father Christmas as well. Because the only reason that we lie to our children about a red Santa Claus is because of a commercial by Coca-Cola. And we fuck up our children's heads over advertising, PR and marketing. It's trauma to find out that Father Christmas ain't real, mate. It's trauma. I ain't talking about the Holy Spirit, mate. I'm talking about PR marketing and things that we live by that ain't even true, like the Easter Bunny. So I'm off to do it. Catch up with my lives if you want to. Don't catch up with them if you don't. I'll be on and off. If you wish to subscribe to know when I'm live, then please hit the button to subscribe. I'm going to keep pushing it out, and eventually it will get better, where I end up with one of them stupid little things at the front for when all my videos have been put forward that goes like all this shit. But hopefully it will be a Dean and Kellie Samuel family thing. Probably not this year, because a wedding costs a fucking fortune. But we're still talking to each other about whether we're together or not. At the moment, parents. So Dean's been out with Shiloh today. They wanted some one-on-one together. Dean felt when we got back yesterday, because of some of the behaviours that go on, that him and Shiloh needed some one-on-one, a bit of a dad and lad time. So they've gone off out today by themselves, and I've got Elijah, who's creating one of his block worlds, and I'm cleaning up. So anyway, on to the next stage. If you know of any properties in South Bank, let me know. I want to be smack bang in that area. Yeah, see you later.